Hello everyone, this is Vanderlei and welcome to my channel. So I'm off today and I finished my exercise and so why not share with you guys about what I eat for my breakfast. This is something I eat every single day. So as I believe you might know, I'm a vegan and I'm salt-free diet. Um, it is so hard to be vegan, and it's even harder to be on a salt-free diet because I can't find things. So I will give you an example in terms of the vegan diet. So even my breakfast that I want it to be vegan, it's actually not vegan. So because I've got vegetarian items on it. So stay tuned with me and let's have a look. Yeah. I use lots of products for my breakfast, and this is just an example. For my muesli, so I always buy no added sugar option, and these are two competitors or different brands. This one is way cheaper, probably half or even more like cheaper compared to that one. And I'm not here to promote any products. I'm just talking about what I do. So I normally buy the cheapest option because in terms of in terms of content, so it's similar. So it has 1% of salt, and this is what I go for looking for all the time. This has more salt, and so for my option for starting, just because of the salt, I go for that one. Could be showing you about the protein content and everything else, but I believe is also very similar. I did compare this before, but this one, for example, for 45 gram serving, has 5.1% protein. I always look for fiber as well, so it's quite 4.2 grams in this one for every 45. Uh, and for this product here, so it also mentions about 45 grams, so it has 5.4 grams of protein and 3.7 in terms of fiber. So which comparing both products, I don't see massive difference. So hence I prefer to pay less. That's just a personal preference. Okay, so I was really talking about the situation with being vegan. So for starting, and none of these are vegan products, so it might so look like they are vegan, but they're not. So this one is a vegetarian, and that one as well. They both have got milk on it. So in their contents, there's milk for the most expensive brands, and there's also milk here for the cheapest option. So this is just the first thing I do. I want it to be vegan, but unfortunately it is not. But I'm okay with that anyway. So I prefer to have this to have something else. I don't eat anything else. I don't eat bread. So bread, milk, cheese. I used to love cheese a lot, and was the most difficult thing for me to stop. So I don't eat butter, and I'm pretty limited to what I can eat. So for the moment, this is the option for me. So to these ones, I had normally what I call bird's foot. There's lots of seeds and blended or crushed things that I use. This seems to be very good. This is high in things like magnesium. It's gluten and dairy free. This one, and has content of omega 3. And so I just take like a spoon of this. So with my cereal, I also add these ones for my breakfast, which is sea seed, and it's very good also in terms of omega 3. I think it's about 15 grams recommended daily intake of this. So, which is quite good in terms of protein as well. Of 100 grams, it has 22 grams of protein, which is per 15 grams serving is 3.3. It has fiber, which is very good for the metabolism. Yeah, so I had this one as well. I had protein. Protein. Um, this is a vegan protein that I use, which I only use about 20 grams per serving. I use this so linseed, and there's also other things like pumpkins seeds as well. So I really like the bird's food because it's quite good for health, and they are all protein, very high in protein. This one has fat. It looks like there's high fat content on it, but comparing vegetable fats to animal fats, yeah, I can take it. I'm happy with that. And also the body needs fat as well, so it's not just about like having other things. Fat is important for many different reasons. I saw some videos on YouTube that talks about how fat is good as well, but I don't remember about them. But it's something to have in mind. And I use prunes, or prunes I eat during the day anyway, so prunes is good. So there's a lot of positives about prunes, and not only that, so there's a little bit of protein, but it's very good like in terms of fiber. And as this is perfect for me because it's salt free, 0% salt. There's sugar, but I'm happy with the sugar as well. It's not added sugar. It is just like it has its preservatives in terms of the prunes, but again, so this is not something we just taking and eating from the tree. So it's natural to have some kind of preservative, which I'm okay with that as well. I also use honey. I can use prunes or honey because using both becomes too sweet. So I use honey when I want to give the like a bit of sugary taste to my breakfast mix. I don't use sugar at all. I don't add sugar to anything. So I don't remember when was the last time, but it's years ago. I don't drink energy drinks. I just drink water. I don't even drink at the moment like the juices that come like we buy in store. So my only drink at the moment is soya milk and water. And talking about the milk, so that's the soya milk I drink. It just happened to be that because it's quite cheap, and it has added vitamins and other things. So like vitamin B12 and vitamin D, and it also of course has protein, and it is lactose free of course. So I drink this so every day with my cereal. So this is time to combine everything. So I start with, I normally transfer my cereals to like these pots because just make it easier for me to use. So I take like a scoop or two scoops of this, okay, and nah, a bit more. I just want to eat a bit more today. So yeah, take 2 scoops, and I then start adding the bird's food as I call it. Um, so put a little bit of pumpkin seed, bit of linseed, the next in the queue is like the flaxseed. Start giving it like a mix for now, and I then add chia seeds, I had my protein. I also transfer to the like different pots. I had this as well. So this is a vegan like flake yeast flakes, and it's quite high in protein. But the reason why I use it is because I just don't like the taste of this protein, and also it's good to like when you are on a salt-free diet. sometimes like when I want to give a little bit of taste to my food, so I add this to my food. And so it's almost finishing at the moment. I just like had a little bit of taste just to remove the sweetener taste from my protein. So if I want a bit of more sugar, I also, like today, I'm going to add actually. So I add a bit of honey to the mix. There is one ingredient that I'm not adding today, but I always buy. I buy peanuts, and I roast it at home. So this is the way I do it. So if like this is the way I do. So I buy, I roast it, and when I finish roasting it, I crunch it, and it becomes a powder. And I use a powder, like a spoon of powder, so which is amazing. It's so hard. I don't know if you guys believe or not, but it's so hard to find like unsalted peanuts for good price. So you can find on the internet, but it's so much expensive, and the ones with salt in shop is very cheap. But I have got now found a shop where I buy it from. It's like it's very cheap for me to buy, and I buy it, and then I roast it myself, and I crunch it myself, make it a powder, and I use it. So I don't have it today. So the last ingredient for today is soya milk. So I had soya milk. When is enough, so I just stir it. I don't measure the ingredients I put. I just put them as I believe to be good enough. Yeah, so this is how I do. I leave it for a few minutes if I want it to be very tasty. So I just leave it for a while. It becomes a bit more concentrated, and then I eat it. So it is what I'm going to do. So like we catch up again in a few seconds, yeah. So I now gave it 3 minutes. As you can see, it's a bit more concentrated, so it is really a delicious option to have for breakfast. Yes, so that was my breakfast. This is, I eat it every day. So let me know what you think about, and yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you, and catch up again soon.